Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're talking Dirty Dancing. So this is the third part, probably of 4. We pick up with where Baby is just learning to dance with Johnny. It's the dance montage. I love this part so much. So let's jump right back into it. Thanks for watching. And thus starts one of my favorite parts of the movie. So we got Baby and Johnny, and he's teaching her to dance. And they start playing Wipe Out by the Surfaris, I think it is. And it's 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Again, now concentrate. 2, 3, 4. There's a funny error here as it's supposed to be the late 50s, I think it was. Yeah, and we see 1980s Ked shoes featured. We have Jennifer Grey in a practice montage. And she's dancing around getting frustrated. I just love this so much, right? And it shows her growth throughout and her dedication. So she's improving. She's dancing up the step. She's wearing these cute little shorts. She's dancing around. They switch the music and it goes to Hungry Eyes by Eric Carmen. Love that song. Dancing with Johnny, and Penny is behind her. So let me tell you about that. Okay, that scene where she's dancing, Penny's behind her. Jennifer practiced like that in her dance classes prepping for the movie. Well, I believe it was that writer that walked in and saw her in the choreography like this and liked it so much, liked her learning like that she wanted it in the film. So that's how come we got that scene. It wasn't originally in the film. Again, the music, the moves, I love this movie so much. Okay, behind the scenes, what else could I tell you? It's actually fall when they filmed this. So all the times they're pretending like it's summer, they actually had to get out there and paint leaves green because you could see the fall foliage, which kind of cracked me up. But it also leads to the famous lake scene later, which we will talk about, in them basically freezing their nuts off. Okay. We have this scene here, which is fascinating because we'll get into the relationship between these two, but things were not going well. They did not care for each other. And this is real frustration you see here on Patrick Swayze's face and real laughter on her face. She was very ticklish. And when he would do the scene, they had been practicing for so long, she would actually bust out into laughter and he got increasingly more frustrated. And they left it in the film. I find that so interesting, and I think it also adds to the chemistry, right? So they continue to practice, and I don't know, I just always loved her. Look at her abs. I'm so jealous of that. But I love this scene here. They're dancing, and she messes up and gives him a speech about dropping him on his ass while she's trying to save him. Okay. So he locks his keys in the car. Overload is playing by Zappacosta. Yep, that's right. So he locked his keys in the car. He has to kick off a light post and do this whole move and break open the car. Now, continuity error happens here. The size of the hole changes between shots. So it's pouring rain. She says, "You're wild." Okay. Then they are on this log. Now let me tell you about their relationship. Jennifer Grey, Patrick Swayze. So famously, they did not get along on this set. They actually had a lot of trouble. They worked it out. Okay, let me back up. They had not gotten along on previous set, but they met, they worked it out, they decided they can do this. They had a great screen test with lots of chemistry, and things were great. Well, they started working together. Things were not great again. They started falling apart. Before every scene, they would fight and apparently have, according to crew, like major standoffs. Well, the writer and director said enough. They made them both sit down and watch their screen test to see the happiness and chemistry that they once had together. And it worked. It actually helped them get back on the same page, and they were able to finish the movie. I just find that fascinating. Okay, another interesting another thing about this part of the movie. So they're dancing on the log, right? Patrick Swayze insisted on doing his own stunts. Well, he fell pretty bad several times. It actually hurt his knee on this tree. One of them was so bad that his knee swelled up. He ended up having to have it drained before he could dance on it. He explains to her in the movie how he got into dancing. He was approached to be an instructor at Arthur Murray. and they're playing the song Hey Baby by Bruce, is it Channel? I think it is Chanel. I don't know. Channel. Okay. So Johnny Castle was actually originally going to be Italian. That's how it was written, but they changed it once Patrick was cast. We have Baby and Johnny practicing lifts. So this is something Jennifer Grey wrote about in her memoir. She said she was scared of doing it, and they only practice it twice before the final number. Okay, let's talk weather. Remember I told you we'd get into this? Well, the water was freezing. It was actually fall when they filmed this, and at the beginning of filming, it was so hot, actors were actually passing out. They passed out from the long days. But here, it suddenly dropped to be so cold. It was 40 degrees outside, which made the water frigid. So the reason that we get these lake shots kind of far away is because they couldn't show you how bad they're shaking and that their lips were actually blue. So that's why it's shot like that. Okay, so Penny and Baby, it's time to get ready for the show at Sheldrake. They run into Mrs. Schumacher, who accidentally drops her purse. Convenient, right? A couple of wallets fell out. What does that mean? Okay, so this is the role, like I say, that was supposed to originally be Dr. Ruth playing that. Okay, so Penny's helping Baby get ready, and Penny finally kind of drops her icy facade, whatever it is, and admits that she's scared. Baby hugs her and promises her she'll be fine. And then from here, Baby goes to find Lisa and tells her, you just got to cover for me with Mom and Dad. Tell them I have a terrible headache. You checked on me once, and I'm fine. Good night. Okay. So then they introduce Johnny Castle and his partner in Mambo Magic. So this scene was written so that Johnny could actually fall in love with Baby. We're supposed to be seeing that here. She stepped up to do this thing. She's, their chemistry, blah, blah, blah. He's falling in love with her here. So it is interesting to know that and go back and watch this scene. She misses the lift and she does this move, which the writer started calling the hitchhike move, where she throws her thumbs out here. And it's a really funny scene. I love this dress, by the way. So pretty. Okay. Baby sees that older couple, the Schumachers, and kind of gets nervous that she'll be recognized. She's not supposed to be fraternizing with him and doing this. But she twirls off stage, and it doesn't appear like anybody caught it yet. Okay. So they're driving back to the vacation spot, right? And Johnny's saying, you did so good. You worked hard. You did good. Well, we can see a shift in him, right? He's checking her out in the mirror. There's flirting. They're playing Some Kind of Wonderful by the Drifters. There is a funny scene where the car is clearly still in park, even though he's pretending to drive. Well, they get back, and unfortunately, Billy runs up and says it's Penny. Apparently, the guy she saw was not a real MD, and he hurt her. So she's sweating, she's shaking, it's bad. So Baby runs and gets her dad, who of course is an MD. She wakes him up. He gives her medical attention. He wants to know who's responsible for this girl. Without even thinking about it, Johnny says, I am. He's just always there for her no matter what. He loves Penny. He's there for her. But he's not responsible in the way that the dad means it. So Dad gets the impression that it's his baby when clearly it's not. They try to thank the doctor for his help, and Dad just won't even talk to him, won't shake Johnny's hand, leads Baby away and says, is this what my money paid for? You were to have nothing to do with these people again. I'm going to bed. Take that stuff off your face before your mother sees you. But then she does a ballsy move and goes over to Johnny's house instead. Okay, I'm ending the recap here. We got one more part to go. We'll wrap up this movie. Man, I'm loving this deep dive so much. I hope you are too. So much fun behind the scenes information about this one, right? It's so good. Thanks so much for watching. Check out my Patreon if you're interested. Real Housewives Recaps over on Patreon. And have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.